Punishment is one of the oldest tools societies use to enforce order. Long before formal laws existed, communities relied on pain, exile, and death to control behavior. The evolution of prisons and penal systems reveals not only how justice changes, but how power, fear, and morality shape civilizations. To trace this evolution is to confront how societies decide who belongs, who must be corrected, and who is removed. In ancient societies, punishment was immediate and physical. Crimes were answered with public beatings, mutilation, forced labor, or execution. Early prisons were not meant for rehabilitation, they were holding spaces for those awaiting judgment or punishment. Confinement itself was rare, as maintaining prisoners required resources and control. Justice was visible, brutal, and designed to deter through fear. During the medieval period, punishment became more institutional but no less harsh. Dungeons, labor camps, and debtors' prisons spread across Europe and Asia. Imprisonment was often combined with torture, humiliation, and social exclusion. Punishment reinforced hierarchy, reminding populations of the authority of rulers, churches, and states. The prison was a tool of power, not reform. The industrial era introduced a shift in philosophy. By the 18th and 19th centuries, societies began to frame punishment as correction. The modern penitentiary emerged, emphasizing isolation, routine, and discipline. Silence, surveillance, and repetitive labor replaced physical violence. Punishment moved inward, targeting the mind rather than the body. Prisons became factories of obedience, reflecting industrial values of order and productivity. By 2025, penal systems exist at a crossroads. Modern prisons combine surveillance technology, controlled movement, and bureaucratic regulation. Cameras replace guards, data tracks behavior, and sentences are standardized. Rehabilitation is often promised but inconsistently delivered. Prisons reflect social inequality, overcrowding, and political priorities, revealing tensions between justice, profit, and control. As the future advances, punishment becomes less visible but more pervasive. By the 22nd and 23rd centuries, correctional systems rely heavily on artificial intelligence, predictive policing, and behavioral monitoring. Physical confinement decreases, replaced by digital restriction, location control, and constant assessment. Punishment extends beyond prison walls into everyday life. Around the year 2600, incarceration as a physical space begins to fade. Automated systems manage risk and compliance, intervening before crimes occur. Correction focuses on neurological, psychological, and social modification. The line between punishment and treatment blurs. Freedom becomes conditional, monitored continuously rather than revoked outright. By 3600, punishment is largely non-physical. Behavioral correction occurs through controlled environments, altered perception, and enforced cognitive frameworks. Crime is redefined as system malfunction rather than moral failure. Responsibility shifts from individuals to predictive models and collective oversight. Justice becomes procedural rather than emotional. Finally, by the year 5500, the concept of prison no longer exists as a place. Control is embedded into society itself. Deviance is managed through early intervention, social redesign, and systemic adjustment. Punishment is no longer reactive but preventative. Whether this represents progress or loss remains unclear. The evolution of prisons reveals a sobering truth. As societies advance, punishment does not disappear, it becomes more subtle, more efficient, and more deeply woven into daily life. The question is not whether punishment ends, but whether justice ever truly begins.